What's up guys, and we're back with another video. And today's video I want to make a different type of video, which is showing you guys how I color grade in Final Cut Pro with Dehancer Pro. Now Dehancer is a plugin that basically attaches onto Final Cut Pro and gives you a detailed way of editing, or not editing but color grading your footage in the most advanced ways possible. Now, Dehancer did actually reach out to me and offer me this license, and they wanted to also give my full thoughts on their program as what's it like, and also make some actual good recommendations for people who are wanting to get into this or use it. So let's break it down for you guys. So I'm in the Final Cut Pro currently, and once you're in Final Cut Pro, as you guys can see, I'll just show you guys just a little bit of what's going on. So as you guys can see, this is my first clip, and I made an adjustment clip, and then what I did was I went into my Dehancer menu. So this is Dehancer Pro version 7, and once you're seeing, you can go ahead and you have multiple options, which is clicking the source, the vendor, and the camera and the format. Now I'm shooting on the DJI Osmo Nano, and what I did was I just went ahead and clicked for the log M. Now they didn't have the DJI Nano on here, but it is DJI's D-Log M that it's using still, so I'm able to use that. Now once you go down, you have a menu or a couple sliders actually. You have the exposure compensation, temperature compensation, tint, and defringe that you have. You'll see you have defringe radius and then defringe enabled. Now you can turn on defringe, and what that does, it doesn't, defringe just helps with like removing different aberrations in your video. If you look, you'll see the differences. Now this is exposure compensation, but what the biggest thing is being able to do click the profile. So once you go on here, you have a plethora of old vintage cameras to pick from. As you guys can see, you have a million. So these are just LUTs that you can add on to your camera, or add on to like a look similar to some stylish look. You can push the EV levels to make it look similar to that or less off that camera, and so on and so forth. You can also enable and disable that option. We have the film developer. You can boost the contrast of the film developer, as well as color boost and saturation, which is nice. I use this pretty much. This tab is just for pulling or pushing different saturations and different colors and boosting the contrast. There's also many for film compression. Now, as you guys can see, this helps to manipulate like different light levels. I pretty much use this for just adding like a hint of different colors that I want in my image. Now, as you can see, you have white balance, your tonal range, and you can mess around with these things to get to the desired look that you want. I won't tell you that I know every single of what these options are. They just help to overall, change your image in the way you want it to be. Now you have an expand tab here. This definitely messes with contrast, and as you can see, it just pulls dark parts of the image, and you can also mess with the white parts of the image, which I've used a lot when editing my videos. Now, the biggest part of this whole editing tab, which is my color head. The color head helps me to change the shadow tones. I can lift up mid-tones. I can make them warmer. I can make them blue. Whatever I really want, I can do that. Now the mid-tones, they help to either make it warmer or colder, and this option helps. You can also change the colors by going from green to blue, magentas and greens, or cyan and reds. And that's pretty much what I use. I pretty much go to this tab. You have other ones like foam grain. You can add like subtle film grain in your images. You can add halation if you wanted to. I don't really use halation, and it will show you how much halation you're using. You can bring it up. So the more halation you want, you can change it from the 16, and you'll see what the halation does, which is nice. I don't really use halation in my stuff, but you can add those. You can have bloom, and it will show you how much bloom you adding into your stuff. Let's see, you do 67. It doesn't do a lot of bloom, but it will pop the image when you hit bloom. And then you have film breathing. And this is something that I don't even know what this is for, but that's an option you can try and use as a way of, editing your footage. Now, in my opinion, this is really powerful, and I'm able to go from, let's say, a bland image, or let's say I don't have any LUTs. I'm trying to add LUTs, to my creative project. I can do that, and I'll go through some of these clips so you guys can see. I can mess around with certain colors. So let's, for instance, this exact scene here, I can go back and I can tweak some of these colors from that menu. So let's go back here. And I can, in fact, go to saturation. You can do a color density. You can tweak some of these color densities to make it look different. You can also change the shadow tones, as I said before. But like the number one thing is when I go to color head. You can not go only color head, but you can also go to here and like change the saturation level of different things. But for me, what I'll do, I use a combination of Final Cut's actual color features, and I'll go ahead and I'll tweak like maybe a red or yellow. I can tweak those, and I can add little things to them to make it a little better when actually editing. So that's my combination of using the DaVinci, or the Dehancer, I should say, with my color tab to get the desired look that I'm looking for. Now we have multiple stuff you can choose from. You can pick from Kodak 4, Kodak Pro, Kodak X-Star 100, and each has its own little different looks to it. Fujifilm Color C200, all the different types of stuff you could use to get the desired look you're looking for. And as a colorist, or somebody that, as a creator that is using these things to edit my videos, it comes in handy when I do have a tool like this, or a LUT that actually can help me go for the desired look. So if you guys are using or looking for something that you might not have any LUTs, and you're trying to pick up something like this, I would say this is something that's an investment, because it costs $200, but you have this forever, or have this for a year to use in any video projects, which is either music videos, or you're just a creator that desires something more powerful that you can use to make your videos great. I mean, you could buy a LUT for less and still don't have the control you have with all these features. But as I said, this is amazing. This is amazing feature set. But I just wish it was a little bit simpler with some things, so having just a bunch of things, not knowing what they're for. But that's it for today's video. Or before I go, at least give us somewhat of a information on each tab. So like, for instance, I'm a beginner. I'm trying to learn this thing. What is film developer? It will show me what that is. When I hover over like maybe the color boost, what does color boost do? But I learned this, and I've been able to use this as a good feature. But some of the times I don't want to just go ahead and color everything from scratch. I just like to use the same LUT I already made just drop it in there, and I tweak it to how I want it, and that's it. The more simpler the workflow, the better for me. That's it for me. That's it for today's video. Hope you like this one and subscribe for more videos like this one.